So, what happened this week, Bill? What'd you do this week, Willie? I didn't do any fucking stand. I think maybe I did stand up this week. I'm on vacation, people. I'm still on vacation. Still on vacation. As you guys sit there and you work, putting in an honest day work, making somebody else's dream come true. That dream evidently was to stick everybody in these little fucking cubicles. You ever think what a fire hazard a cubicle is? What if there's a fire in your little doorway, you know? There's no other way to get out. What are you going to do? Shouldn't there be another doorway to the cubicle next to you? Do you have a little ladder on the front of it where you climb up and over your terminal? Why are you still sitting in that fucking thing? Surrounded by plastic. They can't give you anything. How about, like, can they make your mouse made out of, like, wood? Or maybe some sort of precious metal to somehow act like they give a fuck about you on any level. Advice for young marriage. Dear Bill, love your stuff, yada, yada. I'm in a pickle. I married when I was 18 to a 30-year-old woman. Get out. Get out immediately. If you're wired like a man, get out. A woman has more sophisticated wiring than a man. So she can be 12 years younger. All right? I don't know if they're more sophisticated, but different things motivate themselves. What am I saying? Motivate them. All right? They're motivated by different things other than, look at the tits on her. All right. I don't. All right. So when you're 38, she's going to be 50. All right? And you're going to walk into the bedroom. I don't know. That's maybe I'm not mature enough to do that. Why am I superimposing my shit onto your shit? Why don't I just read what you have to say? I'm sorry. That was a real selfish moment there. All right. This guy's in a pickle. I'm married. He says, I'm married. I married when I was 18 to a 30-year-old woman whom I deeply loved. I didn't get to that point. I'm already telling you to leave. I'm sorry, sir. Anyways, he goes, I had low self-esteem then. I used to play World of Warcraft, be lazy, and have a beard. I am 23 now, and I still love my life, but my life has changed. I'm fit, clean-shaven, and more successful. Therefore, women are showing interest in me at last. My wife is getting older, and I still like her a lot, and find her attractive, but the age gap coupled with her bad PMS is starting to affect me. Yeah, and that's not going to get better, sir. And she's still young. I already know where I'm going to go with this. My wife is kind, fun when not having PMS, and a good mother. Oh, you have kids? Uh-oh, wait a second, dude. When I am around hot 18 to 25-year-old women, I feel like I cannot control myself. So far, I have controlled myself, but I feel like I'm fighting a losing battle. What do I do? My wife has seen the conflict within me and sympathizes. She sometimes says that I can have some fun with other women if I tell her first, but I don't know if this is true or is a honey trap. I don't know what that means. My wife is honest, but when emotions get in the way, I don't know how she will behave. Do I secretly cheat when I have a good opportunity to get away with it? Do I talk to her about some freedom? Do I leave her before the time bomb explodes? Or do I knuckle down and masturbate myself into submission, having lower self-esteem and missing out on fun, but being a better husband? Wow, dude. I applaud your honesty. Listen, you have to do what's right for you at the end of the day. I don't know if you have, are those kids your kids? I don't know, dude. Look, I'm not trying to blame her, but what kind of a 30-year-old marries an 18-year-old, man or woman? All right, you're a fucking kid. She's a woman. She married a fucking child. I know legally you're a man, but you're not. And that goes the same thing if a fucking 30-year-old man marries an 18-year-old. I don't know how that's fucking legal. Even though the woman is legal and she is a woman, she's a fucking child compared to a 30-year-old. All right? And just the mental fucking tennis, that just how much further, That's a huge amount of time in your life, all right? If you're 50 and your wife's 38, or you're 50, your husband's 38, that's a different thing, okay? 30 to 18 is huge. I mean, you're talking like she's almost twice your fucking age. 12-year gap, you've only lived 18 years. What is she, 3/4 your age? Come on, you mathletes. What is that? All right, I don't know what to tell you if you already have kids with this woman. I don't know what the answer is. But if those are her kids, you're 23, so you've been married 5. She's 35. She still has a chance. She's still young. She can still go out and meet somebody more around her age. Dude, you got married too young. You got married way too fucking young to somebody way too old. That's what I think. That's just what I think. But I don't have the feelings you have for this woman, all right? This is just me on the outside looking in. I am a commitment phobe, I am a psycho, and I am a piece of shit when it comes to fucking women, all right? And I've earned that in spades, believe me. So take what I'm saying with a grain of fucking salt, all right? You're talking about a 45-year-old guy who never got married and fucked up every relationship he was ever in. That's what you're talking to right here, okay? So I just know what I wanted to do when I was 23 years old. And I was also, man, I mean, like 18 to 23 years old, you're supposed to be out there experiencing being young and all that has to offer. That's what you're supposed to, in discovering about yourself, okay? Now, however, if you married this woman and you had kids with her, you do have a responsibility, and that's a whole other can of worms, and a can of worms that is not in my life yet, so I don't know how to advise you on that, all right? You know, there are some things, you know, some things in life you do miss out on, and sometimes you get this other great thing, but because of that great thing, you don't have enough time to enjoy this other thing. So you might be in that situation. If you have fucking kids, I would say ask somebody else who has kids. Ask somebody else who's in your boat. But look, if those are her kids and you got married at 18 and she's 30 and now you're 23 and she's 35, I don't know what to do. That whole fucking, I don't know what to do. I would say get out. I would say get out. That's what I would say. I guess that's what I am saying, but I don't understand whether you have kids yet. I don't know if you have kids with her, and I don't know how deep is your love for that woman? How deep is your... I don't know, you know. I don't have enough information on that one, sir, but my gut's saying that you should shove it off to Buffalo. I feel, you know what? I feel irresponsible on that one. I don't know that I gave you good advice, sir. I would ask around more. So there's a jump-off point. My ignorant thoughts. How to ask out a bank teller. Dear Billy Balding Balls. Come on, guys. Can't you be a little nicer to me, man? It's the holiday. It's the holiday season. A doobie-doobie-doo. First, I'd like to say that I recently discovered your podcast a few months ago and have been tuning in every week. Dude, this is what the guy writes. First of all, I'm going to read exactly what he wrote. First, I'd like to say that I recently discovered your podcast a few months ago and have tuning every week since then. I enjoy listening to you rant when I'm at work. I don't feel like I'm ranting. Dude, ranting is short for ranting and raving. I mean, I got a little upset about global warming, whiplash weather, climate change, but I mean, you know. But getting to the point, I'm 18 years old and started working out this summer, and things have been going well. That's great. I've gained some weight and can visibly see the change in my body. With that being said, when I still have my shirt on, I still look relatively skinny. Dude, that's great. You know, someday in the future, you're going to wish you were still wiry and skinny. I say all that to say that women don't line up to be with me. Dude, you're only 18. You're already going to talk yourself out of the game? There's this cute lady who looks around my age who works at a bank that I see every week, and we've had a few good conversations. I'd like to know your advice on how to ask her out without being awkward or embarrassing her in front of her coworkers. Thanks, and much love from Arkansas. All right, you go in there with this ski mask,
freak her out like you're going to rob her, and then when she reads the note, you're just asking for her number. I mean, that's one of the easiest ones ever. I would, I'd slip her a note right under the thing. Who gives a fuck? When you're making your deposit and everything. You just, I got one more transaction or something like that. Whatever, you just fucking write it out. Either ask for her number or give her your number. Well, I don't know what. If you ask for her fucking number. I've been out of the game for a while, man. If you give her the number, then she has to write hers down. Do they pick it up on the security camera? But I really think you got to write something down because you don't want to be trying to yell through that bulletproof glass. You know? Do you have a boyfriend? You know? You don't want to sit out in the parking lot and wait for her to come out on her lunch break because that'll freak her out. I think you just, let's see, what did you say? Cute lady around my age. You've even had a few good conversations. I was just picturing you ask for a number and she says no. And just listening to you scream whore from the other side of that bulletproof glass. But it also it's Arkansas. Is there even any glass there because everybody's packing? Good, take your gun out. I'd like to see you try. Yeah, how to ask her out without it being awkward or embarrassing in front of her. I will be honest with you. The awkwardness and the embarrassing is just all how you carry yourself. Who gives a shit? You like her. You're telling her you like her. You think she's attractive and you want to take her out. It's flattering. All right? Get up to bat and take a swing. But I think I would write something down. Withdrawal. You write it on the withdrawal. You're making withdrawal. You're taking her out of the bank. If it's a deposit, it's only going to go one way. It's going to go on the other side of that glass and nothing's coming back. Okay, you need the mojo here. You got to ask for her. You ask for her number on a withdrawal slip. There you go. Final answer.
Hey, breakup advice. All right, let's try to break the tension here. I'm 27 and just broke up with my girlfriend in 2 years. We took a break for about 3 months last summer, got back together in September, and have been going together ever since. Let's read that again. I was too busy thinking of the other thing. I'm 27, just broke up with my girlfriend in 2 years. We took a break for about 3 months last summer, got back together in September, and been together ever since. I'm going to guess that you're going to find out she fucked somebody in those 3 months. We've been arguing a lot over the past 2 months or so, but it's all about bullshit. Nothing serious, just little nagging things that get us all worked up, and then it turns into a much bigger fight about how we don't see the same way on priorities and key relationship points. Yeah, you guys, you broke up, you got lonely, you got back together. This happens. This is like the breakup's the tsunami, and then this is the aftershock, and finally the second wave. One fight a couple weeks ago actually was because she thought she left the stove on. I said, no, it's fine. She says, well, you don't know for sure, and then it escalated from there. I thought that shit only happens on bad sitcoms. Now, we've never done anything bad like cheat or be abusive, as far as you know, towards each other at all. And when things are good, we're totally in love. We have all the same interests and enjoy doing things together tremendously. Unfortunately, it's only around 60% of the time. The other 40%, we're kind of on edge with each other. So she ended up breaking up with me about 2 weeks ago after a stupid drunk fight when we got home from the bar at 2 a.m. Her words were, we're just not working. Now, since then, she's been commenting / liking my pics and status on social networks and IMing me when we're at work. Yeah, this girl, she's not ready to just walk through the pain by herself, so she keeps doing it like this. He goes, I even got drunk late last night, phone call, then hang up the other night. Oh, you did that? She was the one to break it off too. She claims she missed me like crazy, but she just doesn't know what to do. I said, we either cut the bullshit and move forward or stop talking completely. She hasn't replied to me since that last thing I said. I really do love this chick and imagined us spending a very long time together at this point. I'm almost positive she feels the same way as well. But should I stop being a pussy and just move along? I'm not sure if these things can be worked out or we both adjust our attitudes or if there really is a more serious problem in the big picture of a relationship. Any feedback would help. I don't know, dude. You know what, dude? Just take 3 months for your fucking self. 6 months. Just get away from her. Don't talk to her. 6, 8 months if you're still fucking, I don't know how long you guys went out for, like 2 years. It's gonna take like 6, 8 months to kind of, it sucks. If you love somebody, it's gonna take that long just to kind of get it going again. But look, dude, if you're gonna marry this chick someday, why not go out and bang a bunch of broads now before you get back together with her? And it's gonna be her call because she fucking broke up with you. I always have the same advice. Just fucking focus on yourself. Get in great shape. Go out. Go chat up some fucking girls you think are out of your league. And who knows? You might meet a better one. Who knows? Who the fuck knows? But at this point, she's, I would definitely, you're just going to keep, when you break up with somebody, you got to get away from them or you're just going to keep hurting each other. And, I don't advise going out, getting plastered, and eating a bunch of shit food and becoming a fucking depressed tub of shit. Jerking off with, KFC containers around you. Don't do that. Go the other way. All right? Go the other way. I don't know, dude. Just go do some shit you couldn't do when you were fucking with her. You know what I mean? Go take a road trip. Go to a fucking baseball stadium you wanted to go to. Go do some fun, dumb shit. Whatever the fuck you want to do. Learn how to ride a motorcycle. Some fucking cool guy shit. Just go have a good fucking time. Do something. Go to an all-star game. Go out to Vegas, go to that fucking whore ranch, whatever the fuck you want to do. Go do some shit like that. And then, if you still give a fuck about her and, by the time the next election, then I don't know what to tell you. Then figure it out from there. But at this point, I would stay away from each other so you stop hurting each other. All right.
Everyone was telling me, oh, my God, you're having a kid. I can't wait for you to become a dad. Oh, my God. I want to see how your act changes. It hasn't. I'm still paranoid. I'm still filthy. And my daughter's awesome. So, that's not funny. Hey, Bill, what's it like being a dad? It's great. It's phenomenal. I think most of my material is just about other fucking lunatic parents. I'm telling you, what I'm going to start saying to people when they go, oh, yeah, that's a great age. Wait till 3 days from now. Then, she's going to, she'll fucking start stabbing you in the night. I'm going to start saying to those parents, I'm just going to be like, you sound like a horrible father, and I think you married the wrong person. Have a nice day. Hey, Billy 8-Ball. I love the comedy, the podcast, all of it. I have a problem and was wondering to get some of your advice. I am the oldest of 6, and I am a junior in high school and soon entering my senior year. Everything is going fine, but the only thing is that I don't want to go to college. Well, then don't go. I personally think college is a scam, and unless you want to do a specialized profession, I 100% agree. But besides that, it's nothing but an institution to make debt slaves. All right, well, okay, relax. It's also a great place to meet women, It's a great social thing, too. He goes, I want to leave my home state and move out to Wyoming and become a correctional officer. The only problem is my parents want me to become a lawyer. I don't want to become a lawyer. I want to do law enforcement. How do you think I should go about telling them? I love the podcast and go, fuck yourselves. I would say, Mom and Dad, I have something important that I need to talk to you about. Don't worry. Nobody's pregnant and I'm not on drugs. Okay? Start with that joke. So they'll relax. It's not life or death. It's just something I need to talk to you about. Sit them down and say, listen, I don't want to be a lawyer. I want to be in law enforcement. And then that's it. And let them react how they're going to react. But you do what you want to do in life. I wouldn't have such a bleak look about... you're definitely informed, but you don't want to get so dark that you bung people out that you say stuff like debt slaves. There's also people that go to college for 1 year and they meet somebody else and then all of a sudden they build a computer and they make fucking billions of dollars. There's all different ways you can do it. There's also ways, go to a fucking community college for 2 years and then transfer into the fucking more expensive, fancier school the piece of paper is still going to say that you graduated from there. It's going to cost you half as much. There's a bunch of ways to do it. All right. But I would just sit down, just tell your parents what the deal is. Just let them know, like I said, that you didn't get anybody pregnant and you're not fucking on drugs, so they can fucking relax. All right.
All right, Gen Zer. Oh, Generation Z. Let's look this up. Let's see where the Generation Z people fit in. Nice to hear from a Gen Z person. Gen Z years. Okay. I like this understanding Gen Z people. How the fuck are you going to do that? All right. They are currently between age 6 and 24 years old. Nearly 68 million in the U.S. Okay. Well, welcome. I'm a Gen Zer, and I want to bring a little firsthand experience to the podcast. You've said that the generation after the millennials is much cooler, and I'm sorry to tell you we are not. Oh, no. The same division and extreme opinions on everything is plaguing my generation. Don't you think a lot of it, though, is the fucking internet, and a lot of it is the 24-hour news networks, considering, COVID affected everybody, and we just could not get on the same page. And I'm not even talking about the left and the right. There was subsets within the left, subsets within the right, subsets within the subsets. It was just crazy. Anyways, he said a friend of mine got kicked out of public high school for calling his locker retarded. A girl nearby heard him and said he called her a retard and made some inflammatory hand signals. For some context, he is the only broken locker in the hallway, and the lock doesn't work, so his books have been stolen because of it. Well, yeah, that's terrible. But I mean, didn't you guys learn all of this from older generations? I just hate how everybody's ratting everybody out now and acting like I guess it's like their feeling of power. Man, I can tell if this shit went down the way this went down, she shouldn't have done that. But she's also, in high school, her brain's still developing. She's on social media and all this shit. I just don't think it's good. I have empathy for you guys. We're not allowed to listen to music on school grounds because one student complained that the only music they hear on campus promotes American exceptionalism. Oh, brother, what? They couldn't say rap music or trap music because it would point out that predominantly black music was the problem, so they did it under the guise of American exceptionalism. Jesus, these racists are getting fucking educated. That sounds like a lawyer. American exceptionalism. Don't we kind of have to have that the way everybody's been shitting on us around the world? I mean, we got to do something. Everybody just thinks we're fat and dumb walking around with a gun, riding a four-wheeler with your dick out. Not to say you ain't allowed to do that. We're not allowed to use any hand gestures during sports. Thumbs up, thumbs down, doesn't matter. All are considered too dangerously close to white supremacist symbols. Well, that's not your generation. That's just corporate lawyers trying to, a lot of it becomes corporate lawyers trying to head off everything at the pass. And, it's all money driven. That's the funny thing about all this shit. All of this decisions, like them kicking that kid out of school with the locker comment, it has nothing to do with that girl's feelings. It has to do with they have to do the right things so they don't get sued. Anyways, this person says, he or she says, I, as an Asian American, was told that I was not allowed to answer more than one question in class per day because I was making other honor students feel uncomfortable with my aggressive level of competitiveness. Wow. The teacher has enforced this with me, but has allowed the honor student and others to answer multiple questions. Oh, because you're Asian and they just think you're going to be smarter than everybody. That's so fucking weird. Note, I never raised my hand more than once or twice a class, and usually it was because no one else would. I wish you were right, but my experience tells a different story. Thanks, and go fuck yourself. Well, first of all, the only thing that made me happy in all of those examples, was that you actually said go fuck yourself. So they haven't killed you off spiritually.
listen, you're in controlled environments, but I don't think that needs to affect your everyday life or whatever. When you guys go to hang out or whatever, I would try to just open dialogues. Then what other kids tell on you? Oh my God, it's just become this whole fucking red scare. Everywhere you go, it's just people telling on other people. I can tell you this. How I've reacted to all of this shit is I just continued to, I'm not like I don't try to improve as a person. I am trying, but I know the intent of what it is that I'm saying. I'm not being malicious. I'm not saying I can't make a mistake and I can't fucking cross a line here or there. But if I do, I'll own up to it. I'll apologize. But this whole fucking thing, you crossed the line and now you should be just eliminated, that is the perverted sort of hardcore white chick fucking thing where they're not really going down for this cause as much as they are as trying to remove white guys that are in the way so that they can then be the toxic person running shit. Which is my prediction of what's going to happen, is that they're going to remove all of these people and it's going to be we're going to have diversity, da-da-da-da-da, and you know what that means. It means there's going to be a bunch of white chicks getting all the good shit first, and then what's ever left over they're going to give to people of color. And then it's going to take a long while before it slowly turns, before you're able to really constructively go, aren't they doing what white males did, but they just have a vagina so nobody could say anything? I think there'll be a little bit of that. That's my prediction.
A bit of advice here. I need a bit of advice here. I feel guilty I feel as though I am the friend. Jesus, let me start off. I feel as though... I'm really having a rough time.
Get it together, BB.
I'm really having a rough time here. I feel as though I am the friend that breaks up romance. I feel guilty that I am the one who caused problems to the relationships of my guys' friends. I'm not sure what it is, but I think my friends talk to me more than they talk to their women, and jealousy develops.
Oh, my God.
Let me finish. Purely factual, I know I was better looking than them. Wait, but I wouldn't say I'm Megan Fox either. I have been compared to Katy Perry. I guess she's pretty too, but whatever.
Are you fucking serious?
No, she really wrote that, and I butchered it the way I read it.
Oh, my God.
Now I'm in a situation that I don't know what to do with. Two of my friends, guys, seem to be flirting with me all the time, saying things that I see as a guy would only say to his girlfriend. I'm not really a flirty person. I'm a good listener, but talk a lot, so conversations are never dull. Is it me, or does that just say that she dresses like a fucking hottie and steers it towards sex? No, I'm reading the rest of this.
Yeah, just read the rest of it, because then I wanna unload.
Chime in.
I need to unload.
Okay. I was told twice after my friends broke their relationships off with their girlfriends that their girlfriends were jealous of me. But what do you expect? Of course, we're going to have our inside jokes and lots in common. I have strong friendships and have known my friends usually longer than they have known their girlfriends.
It's not convenient.
I actually am pretty lucky when it comes to guys. I'm always treated like a princess, which I adore, of course. Partially because I'm not a horny slut who chooses hot guys who are assholes just to fuck.
What?
The downside, I'm not making this up, the downside of it all is I always feel bad about the whole situation. About the whole situation, so I never get into relationships myself. So I thought I would ask you for your viewpoint in addition to my girlfriend's. What's your opinion? Should I draw myself back or go with the flow and then see what happens? P.S. I know your answer is going to be rude and biased, but it's okay. I get a kick out of it.
What does that mean? Go with her? What? What is that last sentence? I
think she's talking about.
She said, "Back off. Go with the flow."
I think she's talking about. I can't tell if she's talking about letting herself go to get into a relationship, or if she should back off her guy friends when they have girlfriends.
You know what?
Okay.
I have this to say to this girl. And I'm going to refer to this person as a girl, because only a girl would be so blatantly narcissistic and manipulative and then have the balls to act like she doesn't understand why the other girls don't like her.
Okay.
You know, it's like, you know exactly what you're doing.
What is she doing?
You're being a manipulative little narcissist that has to be the center of attention, and the other girls know that you're doing this. That's why they don't like you.
So
they're not jealous of you. They see exactly the kind of girl that you are. And let me guess. You're the kind of girl that, like, I don't really have, like, a lot of female friends, because, like, girls are bitches and, like, will backstab you. So I just, like, hang out with guys and have, like, a beer or whatever, because I don't care. You know what I mean? Yeah. She's one of those girls. And the reason that is because you are everything that most women hate, but you're too dumb to realize that you are the one that's doing it. Let me guess. So you hang out with all these guys, your guy friends that are like confiding in you and being oh so flirty with you. You're hanging around this guy, but I have a feeling that you suck out all the air out of a room anytime you're around. So whatever girl they're around immediately hates you, because we hate women like you. And you're throwing around enough of a whiff of pussy to have them follow you around, because in typical guy fashion, some of them are just too fucking stupid, and they're hanging on to this hope that you're actually going to fuck them. And you're doing this because you, even though you're a narcissist, you have all this self-loathing. Like, you don't feel like you can get a good guy. And I'm not buying I'm really lucky with guys, they treat me like princess and I adore. So why aren't you in a relationship? Why don't you have a boyfriend? Why are you always hanging out with other people's boyfriends? Why don't you get your own man?
Jesus Christ.
And back the fuck off. I hate
you would
women.
get an applause break on every talk show. All you needed to end that with, and you need to get a job.
I cannot stand girls like
so
this.
let me ask you this. Okay,
this is the most ridiculous thing I've ever. I like how she casually throws out how I'm no Megan Fox, but I have been compared to Katy Perry. Bitch, please.
All right, Nia, everybody, taking care of that topic. Let me just, if I can just try to just, if she walks into a bar, and okay, she's already in the bar. This is what I'm picturing. She's already in the bar, or she shows up. Like, if the guys are like, oh, me and my girlfriend are going down for a fucking brunch, and we're going to watch the game. She comes down, looks extra cute, extra fucking hot, has her tits hanging out.
Of course.
And then deliberately does the inside jokes.
Yep.
To show that she's closer to them. She's that girl, right?
Oh, absolutely. She's totally that girl.
She's that girl. Okay.
And I'm sure she's, I'm sure she's borrowed one of their T-shirts and wears them to one of these things.
Yeah, well.
It's like, oh my God, I totally forgot this is your T-shirt. You left it over my house that time. Ha 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 ha.
Yeah, okay. That's what I thought. I see, you know what?
I can't even believe the nerve that email was even written.
Well, this is the thing. How you trashed her was basically the angle I was going to trash her, but I don't have your insight as a female. But what was great about that was it just would have been back-to-back me trashing a female, and it would have come off like an asshole. That was great. You actually, I feel like I pulled a little sinister move there. I got you to do my dirty work.
Oh, is that what you think?
That was tremendous. It really got
me going. My blood was kind of
I would say
pumping.
you fucking blew the pubes right off her little landing strip that she's accidentally showed with her loose fucking shorts.
All right, my girlfriend is becoming a feminist. Hey there, Daddy Bald Freckle. First of all, English isn't my mother tongue, so sorry if I fucked up a bit. All right, I was wondering why that... I could just see you Googling Daddy Bald Freckle and just mashing them. That's what I would have done. All right, and I'm 33 years old, and I'm in an 18-month relationship with a terrific girl. After 4 rather unsuccessful relationships, I finally had the feeling she could be the one. She has her flaws like every person, but hey, so do I. But when it comes down to the important features like honesty, moral values, similar lifestyles, and interests, she really is my match. And to top it all off, in bed, it never gets boring. Dude, this is your second language? This is great. She's more on the submissive side. Maybe you're just fucking with me and you deliberately wrote a bad insult. She's more on the submissive side if you understand wink, and some things sometimes get wild. Gross. I now have no sympathy for you, but in a very nice way, he tries to say. After our sexy time session, gross, we lay next to each other, completely out of breath, feeling like nothing can touch us. Sounds cheesy, but it's really beautiful. Why did you go into all that detail? Oh, my God, that was disgusting. Did I ever tell you guys how much I can't stand watching people kiss in public on film or any of that? It's the grossest fucking thing ever. Ugh. Ugh. Keep your intimacies to yourself. Now we have a long-distance relationship. We are far away, but we still see each other quite often. 5 times per year, but then usually weeks at a time. Dude, what the fuck just happened? What just happened? Was there a jump in time here? Was there some time travel going on here? She lives in Europe and has been hanging out with these feminist activist girls, and she's bringing up the topic of sexism, etc., more and more lately. Now, I was raised by a proud mother. Oh, Jesus, is there any other kind? Proud, strong woman, and could not imagine dating a girl that has values of women out of the 1950s. I like confident, proud women. This is what he always sets himself up to be, a good guy. They can hold their own. But even though I am not a chauvinist by any means, I think the modern feminist movement, similar to vegans, annoys the living hell out of me. I get that there is sexism in this world, but I don't see the huge problem in it, especially since the Western societies have made such progress in this field in the past decades. Yeah, I mean, I don't know. You keep talking yourself back into the hole there. Yeah, like a total psycho, 100% feminist maniac. Yeah, you don't want to be around that. It's literally like being around a conspiracy theorist after a while, as far as they're never going to shut the fuck up about that topic. And it's going to drive you nuts after a while. Do you realize that every day 40% of women, they're going to be throwing stats at you, like someone who plays fantasy football. Anyway, he says, today my girlfriend sent me a link to an article about how pornography objectifies and discriminates women. Then she wrote, I've been thinking a lot lately, and I want to change some things in the future, especially in our sex life. Yeah, dude, this relationship is over. Now I tend to agree with this auto, but nevertheless, I furiously replied, hey, if you're going to turn into one of these nonstop nagging feminists, please tell me now so I can even move the fuck further away from you and your victim-seeking miserable friends. Yeah, dude, you're kind of an asshole. You're kind of an asshole. Slash a bit of a control freak, I think. I don't know. But then you're cool with her moving away. I don't know. I can't read you. He goes, then things escalated quickly. Yeah, you think? We got into a big fight and haven't communicated since. Yeah, dude, it's a wrap. It was already a wrap. You know, if you just imagine if you got into something, okay, and then you came home and whatever your new fucking way of thinking was, you told your wife or girlfriend that she needed to adjust some things in the bedroom. I mean, try that one on for size. Yeah, what it is she's grown in a different direction and she needs to be, you know, I don't know. She's with a different type of guy, not you. Now, Bill, this girl is great and smart and TBH. I don't know what that means. I am all for women's rights and see sexism on a daily basis and totally understand some of the... Well, stop fucking making yourself out to be the hero. I'm not one of these guys, so leave me the fuck alone with this stuff. And if this stuff will interfere with our sex life and change the woman that I have learned to love, I don't know where this will leave us. What do you think of this? Am I being too non-empathetic here? I don't think you're an empathetic person. I would say that, this is a wrap. This is not the kind of woman you're looking for. And this is a major change in her. All right. I mean, I don't know what goes on between the two of you, but if she's going to be like, hey, watch this and we need to change some stuff in the bedroom, like the relationship as you know it is over. And it's long distance. I mean, yeah, it's a fucking wrap. I would walk away.
Advice. Don't take shit from anybody? ? Bill, sometimes you end your podcast with go fuck yourselves and don't take shit from anyone. Well, let me tell you my story. Back in November, a cop pulled me over, roughed me up, was a huge asshole, and wrote up every rinky-dinky ticket he could. Okay, now wait a minute. What happened? You were just driving down the street and this guy just pulled you over? I need a little bit of the backstory here. Was this guy, did he get into a big fight with his wife and then took it out on you? Or did you say something wise to the guy and he said, all right, I'm not in the fucking mood? Anyways, let's see if we can figure it out here. At the end of the altercation, I shook his hand, looked him straight in the eyes, and gave him that look that says, "I will see you in court, asshole." I showed up in court this Monday to defend myself. My plan was to stand before that asshole and have him explain his actions to me in a court of law. Yeah, dude, this ain't going to work out. Unless you had a witness. I wanted to ask him, even then that doesn't work out. I wanted to ask him if twisting my arm so much that I couldn't use it for a few days was justified. I wanted to ask him why he decided that me, 5'6", 175 pounds, was a threat to him, 6 foot to 6'3", 250, that he need to hit me from behind. Dude, call me an asshole, but I'm not 100% buying this story because you didn't say what happened before this. This guy just did this? Is this guy like the fucking worst cop ever? I don't know. Here we go. I wanted to know why he needed to demean me while I was handcuffed in the back of the paddy wagon. I then wanted to ask him how many excessive force complaints he had against him. The answer is 4. Oh, shit, so I'm wrong here. I wanted to ask him how his marriage ended. His ex-wife has a restraining order against him for domestic violence. All right, I tap out. You're right. Sorry. I wanted to ask him what part of protect and serve did he not understand. I wanted to end the questioning with him explaining how he got caught on a cell phone camera assaulting a motorist. You can look up the video on YouTube under Milwaukee Police Lambo driver, Lambo driver. Here's what sucks. In Milwaukee, if the cop that wrote you the ticket doesn't show up in court, your case is dismissed and you don't have to pay anything. Well, guess why I told you that? The piece of shit didn't show up in court. Ah, that's awful. I need advice. Do I let this all be water under the bridge, or do I take this fucker down? I really want justice, but I don't want to be beaten by other cops. What should I do? Well, I think you just shed some light. Milwaukee Police Lambo driver. All my listeners will probably look up and watch that. No, this guy sounds like a dangerous guy. Look, this is what I would do. If I was going to try to take this dude down, what I would do is, you know what the local news loves doing now? They love showing, like, YouTube videos, and they love talking about Twitter and all that type of stuff because they're desperately trying to get the kids and people, because they're losing all this viewership to the internet. So the fact that you have this controversial thing, you have this fucked up law, and you have a YouTube video of this guy, that's like one of those perfect little pieces. Coming up next, Milwaukee police officer a little out of line. Check out the YouTube video that everybody's been talking about on the internet. I mean, you could go that way. But yeah, I mean, you're taking you're definitely going to take a fucking risk. Speaking of Rodney King died this week, and that brought up that whole video and all that type of shit. And I know, the guy just pulled over. That's what you're supposed to do. I know. I mean, look, who's kidding who? Rodney King was going to get beat down no matter what. I mean, if you run from the fucking cops, I don't give a fuck who you are. You're going to get beat down. But if you get back up, you charge him a couple of times. Absolutely. But, there's got to be a way to take a guy down without giving him 12 fucking skull fractures. You know what I'm saying? I don't know. It's a fucking thankless job, and then it's a really dangerous job if the wrong kind of person gets the job. Why did my phone just go off? Oh, that's right. I got to do that shit. So, I don't know. Personally, I can't ever watch that Rodney King thing again. That's like fucking, it's the most brutal thing ever. And actually, when you watch that now, you go, thank God they got fucking, what do you call those things? Taser? What do they call? Cleo? What do you call those things? What do they call those things that they just they zap you? Did you guys ever see that one? That one where they the cop. What the fuck do you call those things? He got tased. He got fucking. Is it a taser? Cleo, why am I so dumb? Huh? Fucking love this dog. You know that, Cleo? Underrated, having a dog. It's the best fucking thing ever. Anyways, I got to get you this YouTube video now that I brought it up. It's basically they're doing a demonstration of one of those fucking things, whatever the fuck you call them, that I just can't think. Why do I keep saying it's a taser? I know it's not is it a taser? You got tased? I can't fucking. My brain is mush. So, anyways, there's one cop going to zap another cop to demonstrate it to the class. And look, man, I don't give a fuck how much of a man you are. You get fucking zapped with electricity, you're going to make a noise. Most guys go like, "Arrgh," and they fucking go down. This guy fucking shoots it at the guy. And this dude sounds like he's like ending an opera. He gets tased. He's like, woo! It just fucking drops. Woo! He does literally something like that and drops. And I just love how the cop who shoots him tries to act like he just didn't scream out like a little fucking girl, man. It's hilarious. But getting back to that, yeah, dude, that's a serious thing. And you know, if this guy really is as bad as you're saying, you know, the right thing is not to let it go. The right thing is to try and shed some light on it, and hopefully that they can get this guy off the force because he's given decent cops a bad name. There you go. So, but your worries are definitely, you know, valid. I mean, considering none of those cops during the Rodney King, none of them got fucking, they got off. If you can get off doing that, I mean, Jesus Christ. You know, that dude who shot that kid on that platform in Oakland, that was fucking brutal. He's like, oh, I thought it was my house keys. I didn't realize it was my gun. And he fucking got away with that. I'm not trashing cops. I'm just saying. I'm not saying they're all fucking bad, but I'm just saying, I mean, it's practically fucking impossible. Literally, even if you have video, I think you have to have the combination of having video, and then you have to be a certain level of wealth and influence. Because if you're broke, you know, I don't think that there's no way they're just going to be like, yeah, go fuck yourself, you're done. You know, and then when you add racism into it, I mean, it's pretty much game, set, match, which is fucking unfortunate. So, I don't know. I'm talking about society way beyond my fucking intellect. So I'm going to tap out here. I already trashed fucking hair metal. Now I'm going to have fucking angry psycho cops mad at me. And then other people fucking think, I don't know what the fuck.
All right, buying land. Dear Bill, I'm a 21-year-old from a big city on the West Coast. My interest in economics and real estate has me interested in buying a small plot of land. At 21, look at you. Good for you. The area in which I'm looking is growing, therefore it's not entirely speculative. Excuse me. I'd be using my life savings and taking out a small loan, which I know I can pay monthly and have paid off. I've ran the numbers. My only question is this. Being my first endeavor, I'm a bit nervous. Is this the start of something that will ruin me, or the first step to something bigger? How do you get over that with stand-up? Whoa, you went from real estate to telling jokes. Hang on a second. I need a little sip of water here. All right. Okay, I would continue to look at land. I don't know shit about money other than I don't try and blow it. So I'm concerned that you're going to be, you said I'd be using my life savings. Does that mean your entire life savings? If you have to do that, you're only 21. I'd save up a little bit longer. You always have to have what the fuck money. And if we've learned anything in 2020, you need to have that money because they'll help you out for a little bit and then you're on your fucking own. So, you know, all of these people who live like in these not all these people, but a lot of these people who live in really rural areas, okay, if they paid off their house and they know how to hunt and they have a well in their land, like, they can survive a really, really long fucking time. There is something to be, there needs to be a respect again between red states and blue states. Like this whole fucking Real Housewife shit that we're involved in, it's really stupid. But getting back to you, I get nervous when I invest in that type of stuff, but I just make sure that I gamble with something that I can lose.
okay? And if it's your entire life savings, maybe you want to look for land somewhere different, maybe buy a little bit less, maybe save up a little bit longer. But you're asking, how do I get over it? I would equate it to the soloing. How do you get over it? You just make the decision that you're doing it. I made the decision this week that I was ready and I was going to solo. So, and then it ended up coming a day earlier, and then I got to do it twice, and how great I felt about myself, and I called up and you know, I thanked my instructor profusely. I'm still in touch with all of my instructors that I've had throughout the years. I still talk to all of those guys because I look at them like they've taught me one of the greatest skills you could have as a person. Learn how to fly. I mean, you're flying. It's unbelievable. And they taught me how to do it safely. And I had nothing but great instructors that, you know, taught me how not to fly like an asshole. So how you get over stuff is you don't take more risk than you're comfortable with, but you do take a risk. And you just have to say to yourself, I'm doing this. Okay? So if you want to invest in land, just know you're going to do this. But then on the other side, you don't have to like jump in the deep end with rocks in your pockets when you do it. Okay? You know, you can jump in the shallow end. You can still dunk your head under the water in the shallow end, but, you know, you run out of air, you can stand up. Whoa, look at that analogy. You get in the deep end, you know, hey, you can get a little fucking crazy. So if you still want to do it now, and I think your background in economics and real estate are two really great backgrounds for you to be successful in the future. I think your head's in the right place. I think you're nervous about this for the right reason. It's going to be taking too much of your savings, and you need a small loan. I would be more cautious than that. You know, you got your whole fucking life ahead of you. So I would buy a smaller piece of land that you can handle. You can make the payments. It's not gonna, it's not gonna crush you or whatever. And then you can learn on that one. And then when you pay that thing off, now you got something. You know, you got some equity in that. You can use that to get a loan to get something else. And then you'll be off and running. And you'll be talking. You'll meet people in the real estate business. That's another thing. I would go to open mics. I would talk to comedians, people at different levels of doing comedy, and I would ask them questions, and I would just soak it up. So don't listen to me for real estate advice. But definitely talk to people that know your business, because I don't know your business. But good luck, and I'm proud of you at 21 that you're already thinking like that. It's very mature. You're out ahead of the game, and you're going to live a great life. All right? Just marry a sweetheart, and you're golden. And, you know, there's really something to be said to being that smart in your 20s. I wish I was. All right. Oh, shit. Look who's back. It's MeUndies, everybody. Hey, ba-doop, boop, boop. MeUndies. MeUndies. No more sweaty balls. Ba-doop, boop, boop. MeUndies. MeUndies. You gotta get them for the fall. Walk up to a broad with nice dry nuts. Get a fucking number and talk to some sluts. So you can get all the undies you want and old fucking underwear. Oh yeah, no more sweaty balls. Ba-doo-doo, feel how dry my taint is. MeUndies. No more sweaty balls. Ba-doop, boop, boop. MeUndies. You can wear them down at the mall. And talk to that whore as you're walking right up. You can feel good cause your balls are up to snuff. Oh, walking around with MeUndies. You're really gonna love your balls. Boo-boo. You're wearing those MeUndies. They make them for women too. No more sweaty clams. We really mean it. No. Sweaty. Fucking clam. Boop, boop, beep, bop, 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 boop. Her clam will only be wet because of you. Bam. All right. Emotional boyfriend. Or am I a bitch? I love when the ladies write in. Dear Billy Bagpipes. I love the bagpipes. I know a lot of people hate them. I love the bagpipes. I don't like how they get treated like a kazoo. Or is a bagpipe just a difficult kazoo? I've been with my boyfriend for 2 years now, and it's going pretty good. I don't know how you talk, so maybe that's just how you talk, but that's kind of funny. If you're with somebody for 2 years and it's going pretty good, don't you want it to be going great? I think if it was going to go great, it would have been gone great by now. Anyways, maybe just how you talk. Yeah, it's going pretty good. We have the same hobbies: humor, goals, communication. And interest. The problem is, however, is our emotional communication, meaning he's a complete Nancy boy that makes me some sort of a G.I. Jane, I guess. Oh, and that makes me some sort of a G.I. Jane, I guess. Although I don't know you personally, I feel we communicate similarly. I talk a lot of shit, say fuck you casually, tell it like I see it. Oh, Jesus. No matter somebody's feelings. Whenever somebody says I say how it is, I always think like, all right, that means you're being an asshole. I tell it how it is. That's how racists like to say that. All right, I know what you're saying, though. Okay, I tell it like it is, no matter someone's feelings. Was taught crying is a signal for weakness. He cries all the time, constantly, over-explains his thought, is happy-go-lucky even at 6 a.m., and is the type to wake me up whispering how beautiful I am. I have to choke back my laughter when that last one happens. Jesus Christ. Okay, I love him dearly, but the majority... Oh, so you actually... It's going great, but you're so walled off emotionally. Earlier you said it's going pretty good. All right, I'm starting to understand you. I love him dearly, but the majority of our fights stems from my attitude, in quotes, not taking any responsibility for that, okay? My attitude, and it becomes unbearable for us both. I personally like my coldness because I feel it's made me a stronger woman and has led me not to victimize myself. I would be a liar if I didn't admit that I would like to tap into my emotional side a bit more. I've even shown him clips of you and Nia talking, saying, see, she doesn't get mad at him for... I've even shown him clips of you and Nia talking, saying, see, she doesn't get mad at him for having an attitude. And he replies with, yeah, well, he's actually funny. I'm not a seasoned comedian, and my tone isn't paired with the silly Boston accent, so I'm shit out of luck. Well, I would think the fact that you say Nancy boy, you probably got some good English accent going on. Sometimes I feel like I should go and find someone who understands my tones better, and therefore I wouldn't have to try anymore. Exactly. Sometimes you get sick and you don't want to you get sick of it and you don't want to be challenged. But then again, I've dated guys more similar to me, and it was boring not having the challenge of seeing someone so different. Have you ever had this same dilemma, and do you have any advice on either being more soft or at least delivering your harsh words in a charming way? Compliments, compliments, compliments. Thanks, and go fuck yourself. Yeah, I've been where you're at. I'm a little further down your road. Listen. I think you love this guy. You're not going to leave this guy. And he's just, when you're in a really good relationship, the other person is going to challenge you. So I think that the fact that he wakes up and tells you how beautiful you are, the fact that you're laughing, I get it, because you're like, we talk about it. I got morning breath, my hair's all over the place, and you want to laugh. I think wanting to laugh in moments like that, speaking personally, is part of your childhood, your fucked up childhood that made you the person that you are. And I've said the exact same thing. If I didn't have the childhood that I had, I don't think I would be able to, handle the bullshit on the job that I picked, which is just a job. This is the job I picked. It's a fucking job. You show up on time, you do your fucking job, you get paid, you say thank you, and you leave. That's what it is. Anything else is just a fucking, it's bullshit. So, being the way you are can really help you. Yeah, when you go out into the world, because it is a cold place. But the thing is when you come home, you got to shut that off. Because I remember way back in the day when the cellar was the cellar and the table was the table. My my wife could tell when I went to the cellar and when I didn't. I'd come home and I was so on busting balls mode. I'd come home and I needed to leave that at the door. So what you need to do is you need to come his way. All right? So I would work on coming his way and then talk to him about fucking crying at the drop of the hat, because you don't need that either. I mean, that's not really reassuring as a woman that, you know, if some guy comes through the front fucking door, he's at least going to fucking grab some sort of blunt object and give it a shot. You don't want him screaming louder than you. But I would say that you're with this person. This person is going to make you a better person if your life works out the way mine did. And I love my wife, and she's funny as fucking hell and can bust chops with the best of them. But she always lets me know when I go too far, and then I legit feel bad. So I don't know if you're there yet. I mean, it took me, oh my God, from like fucking my teenage years to being about 35 before anybody telling me what they needed from me emotionally didn't immediately gross me out or make me have to fight back laughing. I mean, I used to have this thing when people would cry talking to me, like I would burst out laughing. I still to this day, I watch movies and I laugh in the wrong parts. And that's just part of, I don't know, whatever the fuck happened to me. So I think you got a great guy, and I think you know you got a great guy. So I would come his way, but he needs to cry less. All right? I can say that without even knowing him. All right? Okay. But you also have to accept him for who he is, all right? If he's going to fucking cry, I mean, I don't know. I don't know what he does for a living. I don't know. All right, let's move on. Talking all this emotional stuff's making me uncomfortable.
All right, plowing ahead. Bill, so something kind of ridiculous happened to me the other day, and you're the only person who I think might appreciate my point of view on the matter. Okay, so there's this really good-looking lady that works at the sandwich shop around the corner from my job. So I've been going there for like a year now, and I've always wanted to say something to her, but never did because either the place was too busy at the time or I just pussied out, usually the latter. So the other day, I finally man up and decided to say something, and it went a little something like this. I go in after 2, so it's not as busy. I place my order. She makes me a wrap. She hands me a wrap, and I say, "Excuse me. I've been coming in here for a while, and I've always wanted to introduce myself." And before I can even get the words out, her smiling expression turns blank. Her lips seal tight, and she kind of looks up at her eyebrows with that, "you gotta be fucking kidding me," look all over her face. I can only equate... shit, I just hit the wrong button on my computer. He goes, "I can only equate the look to an employee, what an employee might have when they're done with their work for the week, and on Friday evening, right as they feel like they're going to get out of there, the boss comes and drops another hour's worth of paperwork on their desk. They can't say anything, but you know they're thinking, 'you fucking prick.'" So what I end up saying after I get this look from this chick is, this is basically what the guy says. He said, "Excuse me, I've been coming in here for a while, and I've always wanted to introduce myself." You know what? Fuck it. Never mind. And he goes, "I turned around and I just walked out." All right. And he goes, "Now here's my issue." Dude, we've all been there, all right? We've all fucking been there. All right. So he goes, "Now here's my issue. It's not that I was rejected. Big deal. That shit happens all the time, right? That's like an ongoing theme in an adult life, and I've learned to live with it." Jesus, dude, don't jump off a cliff here. He goes, "My problem is that society," I can't even talk, society. "My problem is society dictates that the guy should approach the girl, and all the girl really needs to do is look pretty, throw a few signals, and wait for dudes to start clamoring like morons. Is it fair? No. But then again, it's really not a big deal. It's one of the situations you grow accustomed to. But if that is the case, and if all women have to do is be pretty, then say yes, or go fuck yourself, could they at least wait 30 seconds for me to say whatever retarded shit I'm thinking before they shoot me down? All she has to do is wait a minute and say, no, thank you. But instead, I get cut off by Stink Eye mid-sentence. Should I have told her to go fuck herself? What are your thoughts on this sort of shit? Your true and loyal fan, Bobo the douchebag. All right. What are my feelings on this? All right. First of all, dude, we've all been there. We've all, you got it in your head, you're going to come up there like fucking Sean Connery in one of those early James Bonds. You even feel like you got a fucking tuxedo on, and then the second you open your mouth, you sound like fucking Arnold Horshack, and you even want to shoot yourself down at that point, okay? But in answer to your question, should I have told her to go fuck herself? No. That's not... I mean, I'm just, having not been there. I can't... It would depend on what the look on her face was, or how she looked. If she was just some hot girl who didn't have a brain in her head, yeah, then you tell her to go fuck herself. But this is a really cute girl, and you actually feel like, wow, I'd like to get to know that girl. No, you don't tell her to go fuck herself. It's actually in that moment when she gives you the stink eye is when you have to come up with something funny to say, something clever, something so you show that you're not going to quit in life. Because that's what, I hate to say it, dude, but that's what you showed her. You showed her that you have the quit DNA in your fucking ball bag, and she's not going to want to mate with you. But fortunately, there's plenty other gazelles out there on the fucking Serengeti that you can try to run down. You see the Discovery Channel. Cheetah doesn't always fucking run the thing down. Sometimes it gets kicked in the face, and then it sits there feeling stupid, especially when it realizes it's being filmed. It's going to be on basic cable. There's where you can actually look at a bright side. It wasn't filmed. You just got to kind of come up with something in that moment that's funny. And I actually kind of thought about it, what I would have said, and I would have choked even if I tried to come up with something funny, because in the moment I would have felt like a douche, and I probably would have attacked what she did for a living, which is the worst thing you can do. I'd be like, really? You've been working here for 1.5 years. 2 years you're making sandwiches. You're not getting any younger there, sweetie. All right, it would have been bad. It would have been bad. It's very easy for me, to sit here and tell you what you should have done. It's kind of like, when you watch a football game or something like that, and once it ends, and whatever the game plan was didn't work out, but, dude, why didn't they give it to Marshall Faulk? I don't understand. It's easy to do that. So, I don't know what to tell you. Like, it'd be funny. You got to go back there and keep ordering sandwiches. I don't know. That's fucking humiliating. You might have to find a new place to get a sandwich, dude. I got to be honest with you. I don't know how you pull yourself out of that one. What did you say? You know what? Fuck it. Oh, this is what you do. So just walk in, just kind of be a dick, When you just walk up, hey, sunshine, or something. Don't listen to me. All my shit just always ends up with, there's a reason I get heckled as much as I do, because I'm an asshole. But as far as like what you said earlier, because I know there's a lot of women pulling their fucking hair out right now when you say all the woman has to do is be pretty and wait for the offers to come in. I don't know, dude, if you ever had a girlfriend, first of all, that whole thing of looking pretty from my standpoint and my experience takes at least 4.5 fucking hours. And you never know. That girl might have been giving you the stink eye because she's a really good looking girl, and she has a job where she deals with the public. So, believe it or not, the amount of ugly fucking out of shape dudes who actually don't have a problem approaching beautiful women is actually it's pretty high. I mean, personally, I think it's funny, but if you're a woman, it's not as funny. And I think that's something that took me a long time to realize how uncomfortable that feeling can be. Because guys think, dude, I would love to be standing there and women hitting on me. Oh, Jesus, how do I talk myself out of this one? You know what it's like? Put it this way, for all the guys listening out there. If somebody said, hey, man, I'll give you $10. This is like an old joke I used to do in my act. I'll give you $10 to walk over to that birthday cake and stick your finger in it. You got you $10? Yeah, fuck it, I'll do it. $20 or whatever, just something, You do it. You wouldn't think anything about it. Whatever. Stick it in, you take it right back out. You wouldn't give a fuck. But what if somebody said, dude, I'll give you $20 to take that cake and put it in your ass? See what I mean? There'd be a difference. Then you would have some questions. You know, where has that cake been? Are you going to tell anybody? I usually don't do things like this. You know, that's why women, they approach sex that way. You know, they got to have rules on when they're going to fuck you and all that. Did that example, I know on some level it made sense. I'm a little jet lagged. I haven't done that joke in a while, and I got to admit, halfway through it didn't even make sense to me. I'm just saying, you know. Did I answer your question? So this is what you got to do. You got to treat women like I treated open mics. Okay, you just know you're gonna bomb, and eventually you're gonna get good at it. So just keep, you know, make some notes. What you're gonna do the next time that happens. You know, maybe try to come up with a couple of lines. And I hope you appreciate what a fucking pain in the ass it is for a guy to get laid. You know what I mean? And that's why there's the whole stud whore double standard, because basically for a guy to get laid, this is what he has to go through. This guy actually has to develop skills to get laid. You know, all you have to do is show up, you know? I mean, for a guy, the brass ring is getting a 2-on-1, no TV credits, no my dad has a yacht. You just get it from talking shit. That is the brass ring for a guy. Now a woman, her first night of fucking, all she'd have to do is lay down on a pool table. She could fuck every guy in the bar. It's not a skill. It's gluttonous. You know? It's gluttonous. It's like watching a fat guy eat an ice cream. You never cut him. You don't cut him any slack. Haven't you had enough? All right.
You know, it was another good one. You know what the best ones? Like most of my friends, we all got busted for drinking and driving. The best one was a buddy of mine. They read his, and it was like, you know, approximately 4 a.m, we noticed a maroon VW Fox blowing its horn, trying to pass on the right. We pulled the defendant over. After repeatedly asking the defendant to stay in the car, he got out of the car, threw his keys at my feet, and repeatedly stated, "Lock me up, I'm fucked up." And this was funny. Was my buddy was a good-looking guy, and the judge was a woman. And when the guy read that, you know, "Lock me up, I'm fucked up," and he wasn't the brightest guy, and he just kind of, he went like, ugh. He like put his head down like that, and he was, you know, little pound puppy fucking looking dude, and she gave him like a lighter sentence, and
because he was good looking.
I think so. Yeah, I mean that all plays in. That's why ugly people are complaining so much. Like they won't take the time to develop a fucking personality, write some jokes, do what the rest of us have to do. Like, I don't get mad at Brad Pitt. You know, how come he fucking, because he's fucking beautiful. I'm a fucking bald, red-headed male. I know where I am in the pecking order. And some of these fucking people who are complaining right now, who are mad that beautiful people get treated differently. I understand racially speaking, but you're not going to do the beautiful thing. And then there's another thing they try to say. Well, society tries to, you know, they're the ones that fucking do, like, you know, like I love when like there's a supermodel, like this is like an impossible standard of beauty to try and live up to. Yeah. That's why she's on the cover of a magazine. She's that level beautiful. And you're going to try and sit there and tell me that was learned.
Well, here's the thing. That's only women. Because when you see Jason Momoa playing Aquaman, you don't hear men saying that's an impossible standard of beauty that we have to.
No, I just make fun of that fucking stupid thing he has to hang on to. I don't care how much you can kick my ass. That is the dumbest shit. You should be on a fucking cereal box.
It's a trident.
For years, they had a problem like with Aquaman. It's like he's in the ocean. Human beings are on Earth. Like, what do we, like, I have to see that fucking movie. What are they going to be? Is it going to be like Japanese people like finning? Is he going to save sharks?
He goes underwater. Is that his skin? Like, well, the bumps? What is that? Is that a suit?
Doesn't water get in the gloves? You think that would have to be all one piece, right?
Yeah.
That would be annoying as shit. Is anything worse than water in your gloves?
Well, look, it looks like it catches them, like a water catcher. Like, not just like water gets in the gloves. It's like a funnel.
He looks like a stripper at a bachelorette party.
He does. A good one. Like, you paid money. You got a good one. Guy dieted down for that.
Yes, he did, and he got all the abs. So he's better than I am. Oh, this is the fall
That's
look.
A different one.
Yep.
The fall look.
This is when he's in the Black Sea. You know what I mean? He wants to fucking...
Gets cold.
Yeah.
Did Did you see what's going on in the UK? The UK has banned advertisements that feature unobtainable bodies. There's I retweeted
the way
it. I tweeted it recently.
The way they eat fish and chips over there, that's going to be most of advertising.
Well, they had these ads for summer bodies. You know, you see a girl in a bikini, and they're now making it illegal to put those
Why
kind of
can't you
ads up.
aspire to that? Like, I look at that Aquaman guy that makes me want to go to the gym. I don't be like, oh, you know, he's got a full head of hair. And look at, like, you got to make me feel better?
It's because the people that complain. Who are the people that complain? The people that complain are the people that don't want to work to be that lady. They don't want to work to get that kind of a body, and they just want to not see it. They don't want to. They don't want to go to the subway and see a body that they're never going to have.
Yeah, I saw an actress complaining one time because the studio told her that she needed to lose 15 pounds. I'm like, you can't drop 15 to star in a movie? I mean, what carrot can they specifically carrots? Some veggies in your diet. What do they have to dangle in front of you to go to the fucking gym like the rest of us? Like, I literally, like, because I always say, oh, guys don't have to deal with that. It's like, yeah, we do.
Of course,
yes, we do. Like,
had to deal with that.
I
What if
know,
he gained 20 pounds?
Dude, forget about him. If just having 5 lines in a fucking movie, if I am north of 171, 72 pounds, the fucking tweets I get, hey, Billy Booze Bag. Hey, Billy Bitch Tits. Hey, fat freckles, all of this shit that I get, like, I know, like, they sit there and they're like, they're acting like fucking preteens, where everything's about them and the whole fucking world gives a shit. Celebrities with their fucking political views is the funniest thing ever. It's like, you're not making anybody change their mind politically. I feel like I need to fucking speak up. It's like, no, you can't have the spotlight on you enough. That's all you're doing, because all you're doing with that bullshit is, first of all, you're alienating half the fucking people that are going to go see whatever the fuck you're in. And then secondly, you're just getting on the radar of lunatics in white vans with 2 seats that are looking up how to fucking build pipe bombs. Like, that's the fallout. It's like the jerk when he goes, average run-of-the-mill son of a bitch, you know, when he picks Steve Martin.
The idea that a girl shouldn't be asked to lose weight to look hot for a movie is fucking crazy, because that's what you're playing. You're playing a hot woman. That's part of the job.
And there's millions. Dude, everybody's in shape. I remember fucking seeing, I used to do a bit about this. I saw Ben Stiller in Meet the Fockers or something. There was a scene where he had to have his shirt off in the pool. He had fucking abs in a comedy.
Yeah.
Because you were seeing the influence of the fucking internet. You know what I mean? Where it's just like, you know, it gets in your head. People just fucking trashing you. Like, I already knew I was unsightly, but I didn't realize how many things that people didn't enjoy about me until I got on the internet. I was like, wow, I never noticed that about myself. So, yeah, I don't have... look, if somebody really has like a fucking eating disorder, you know, if you're like fucking obese, I have sympathy for those people. But if you're 15 pounds, 20 pounds overweight, I mean, fucking... You know what? You drink some fucking smoothies...
These women that are playing these roles have to understand, first of all, that part of the reason why you got that role is not just because of your acting ability, but also because you're pretty. You have a beautiful face. You were born with it. You didn't even work at it. And then on top of that, you're supposed to be playing a beautiful person in the movie. They would like you to not be fat.
Well, there's millions of dollars at stake that could be lost. So I always feel like your job is, even if you look like me, is to show up on time, knowing your lines, in the best possible shape you could get yourself in.
If that's the role.
That's the even if I'm just fucking playing anybody.
What if you're Artie Lang? What if you're Artie Lang and you're supposed to play the guy that's smoking cigarettes and you're the brother-in-law that's drunk all the time?
Then your job's to look that way.
Yeah, your job's to look that way. Yeah, her job's to look like the hot woman that everybody wants to fuck. If they're telling you have to lose weight and you're a beautiful woman, it's because they want to make you more attractive. There's not like discrimination. There's a reason. They want a better product.
No, they want to make money.
Yeah,
they're trying to make money.
A better product.
And I'll tell you another thing too. Like, really, those both male and female, like those beautiful people at that level, it's like they're fucking aliens. Like, I've done a couple of movies. I did a movie one time, and I remember it was a scene, we were in a car, and the star of the movie was holding onto the steering wheel, and I was like I never thought this ever about a woman. I was like, her forearms are gorgeous. I was looking at him like I was like, those forearms are perfect. But I didn't make me, when I went to Stockholm, Sweden, how beautiful the people were there. I was walking down the street pointing at guys with my wife going, Nia, look at that guy. Look at that. That fucking guy, like, he's like an accountant walking down the street. He's like, does he know if he fucking came over here, he'd be starring in movies? And that's not all of Sweden, by the way. That's like just when you're in Stockholm. That's like their Manhattan. So all the beautiful fucking people. But I mean, I went to this bought like a magazine or something like that when I was over there. And the woman behind the counter was like a fucking 11 here. But she was working at a magazine stand, so that was her energy. Like, hey, how you doing? I'm working in a magazine stand. My dream hasn't come true yet. And you're just looking at him like you could sign with who was that big modeling
Ford.
agency? Yeah, like that all like Cindy Crawford and
Yeah.
all them were with back in the day.
The Vikings. It's Viking blood. The best looking people. They went over there and raped and pillaged, and all that good DNA is left there. They caught the best women. They kept them alive. Killed everybody else.
Oh, is that what happened?
Oh yeah,
I don't know what happened.
Vikings.
but like
that's why they're so big, beautiful.
Oh yeah, no, they're super
Perfect
tall. That's one of the
features.
funniest things ever. When you go over to like the what do they call those? The Nordic, and then Scandinavia is within the Nordic countries. I always have to remind myself of that. Like you'd go over there, it was the funniest fucking shit because they're so goddamn tall. There would be kids almost my height whose voices hadn't changed yet, and they had the mentality of like an 11-year-old. And they'd be like, no, except they were speaking that where they were talking, and their voice hadn't changed yet. And I was just sitting there laughing my ass off, going, "These are like fucking, yeah." They were like everybody was like 6'3", 6'4", 6'5", like rail thin with their fucking European pants. Gold digging dad. Hey, Billy Dadass. You are a father, and I want to know your opinion on how you think this should be handled. For context, I am a female in my late 20s and have an older sister who has the same concerns about our dad, that your dad's a gold digger. Is this your biological father? This feels like one of those fucking Jerry Springer things starting off here. You know what? I need a sip of water here. All right, let's see what we got here. All right, my dad has just gotten engaged to his soon-to-be third wife. Let's call her Sally. They are around 60 years old, and he's had a bad track record when it comes to relationship. I asked him once, what is it that changes after you get married? Everyone always says after you get married, things change. So she asked him, what is it that changes after you get married? His answer to this question was, the woman always tries to control you. They think that they own you after you get married. Hey, you know, that's not 100% false. In his situation, I think the opposite is true. He has admitted to things here and there that support that. Like when he told my sister that he wouldn't let my mom go to nursing school when they were together because he liked having her under his thumb. His word. Oh, is this one of these fucking assholes who doesn't like to be controlled but then controls other people? I don't get those people. You would think if you don't like to be controlled that you would then understand that other people don't either, and you would have empathy. Because you don't even have to put yourself in their shoes because you feel the same way they do. Strange. But I'd be lying to you if I didn't say that I knew a lot of people like that. Anyways, he said, and when he also said that he told his last serious girlfriend that he had erectile dysfunction, but really he just didn't find her attractive. Ah, there you go. He has always been super vain and really only dates super small women with big tits. This dude sounds like a guy's guy from the mid-1970s. Probably still drinks beer with a pull tab. So anyways, he met Sally several years ago, and they dated for a short time before he broke up with her. He told her that it was because he was scared of falling in love with her. After about a year ago, he was talking to my sister about how he started talking to her again, and that if he married Sally, he would be set for life because she has money. Yeah, this is the problem with this guy is he gets into relationships for wrong reasons. The wrong reasons. Money, tits, those are all dumb reasons to marry somebody. You know, those are good reasons to fuck around and have a fling. She got big tits. Those would be fun. All right, great. You know what I mean? I don't like mooching off people, though. I draw the line on money. Anyway, they began dating
he began dating her a few months later, sorry. They are engaged, and he is chomping at the bit to get the marriage over and done with. Good. I'm glad he's chomping at the bit. She'll probably sense that and call it off, hopefully. My question is, should I bring this up with him and see if he really is in love with her? Should I try and contact her and feel out how things are going with them? I have never even spoken to this woman. Should I just say fuck it? If she's dumb enough to get herself into this situation, then it's on her. I disagree with, they always say that. Well, you're the one who married her. It's like if somebody's lying to you and saying that they love you, how are you supposed to know? Anyway, she has kids and would hope that if they thought it was fishy, they would talk to her about their concerns. If it were my mom, I would be all over her telling her, wait until she really knows what she's getting into. Yeah, but if you were her daughter, the guy that she was marrying wouldn't come up to you and say, hey, I'm trying to marry your mother so I can be set financially, huh? You with me? I'm taking part of your inheritance there, little sweetheart, right? Should I insert myself into the situation or should I leave it be? I've only been close with my dad for a few years when I was a teenager, and since then it's just been a distant relationship. I would really love some advice from you and the lovely Nia if she is available. I'm a huge fan and wish you and your wonderful family the best of luck. Thanks and go fuck yourself. I would say it all depends on what sort of relationship you want to have with your dad. Because he will be fucking livid if he finds out that you fucked this thing up. But it is kind of weird to just stand back and it's just like if he's going to take her for money, what about those kids and shit? So I don't know what to tell you here. You've never talked to her. They're in their 60s. But even then, some people, they're just not good at reading people. And if he's just telling her all of this shit, I don't know. Personally, I would probably just stay out of it. That's one of those things. It's just one of those fucking things. If you don't know the other person, how do you fucking bridge that gap? And then the other person you're related to, like, how do you call somebody up and say, hey, just let you know, my dad's kind of a selfish asshole. And he said, if he gets with you, he'll be financially all set. I mean, you know what? Maybe you can do it anonymously. Do it anonymously. And then just deny it and just see what the fuck happens. That's the closest thing you could do. But I wouldn't insert. Maybe there's a way to do it that way. I don't know. Wife claims to be great, but is actually the worst. Ooh, boy. Here we go. We're getting in quick here. Bildo. That's probably not the first time you've been called that. No, it is not. But since you like to be called offensive things, I do. I'll start there. Well, thank you. I'm writing since you seem to be rather forward in your advice instead of taking a nice guy approach. I'd like to know what I should... Oh, wait a minute. Here we go. Oh, it's not playing. Why won't it play? I got to get someone in here to...
It's time.
Yeah.
For advice.
Hey.
Billy Burr.
That's me. Sorry if that was too loud.
Ripping off this melody from
Somebody else. All right. Asking me for advice. Always a dangerous thing. I'm not a licensed professional. I'm a fucking jerk off. But here's my 2 cents. I did watch V for Vendetta at one point. I did see that movie. I have seen that movie. I'm writing you since you seem to be rather forward, blah, 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 blah. I've been with a woman for 10 years. We're married with one 7-year-old boy who is the absolute apple of my eye. Early in our marriage, it became very obvious that she didn't contribute much to the household. We lived in a 1-bedroom apartment, and I did most of the cleaning because she never bothered to do any of it. Do you realize how many guys are in this situation? It's this weird thing where feminism told them that, you're making the guy a sandwich, and you clean it up, and what are you, his fucking slave? Which I say is all well and good as long as you then go out and get a fucking job and you're bringing money into the house. Then I don't have you problem cleaning up as much. But if you're making half the fucking messes, you should be cleaning up half the fucking messes. I paid all of the bills because if it was left to her to do it, we would have late fees every month on all bills.
We both worked, so she was tired at the end of the day and never cared to cook. This is understandable, but at the same time, it's frustrating because she always brags about her amazing cooking skills. I know, and you worked all day, so you're tired too. Within a few months after the wedding, she almost stopped having sex with me. Oh, wow, dude. At this point, 10 years later, it's limited to about once or twice a year. She's also basically let herself go. She was about 135 pounds when we were married, but she's probably over 200 now. For some, that might not be a ton, but she's only 5'2". After about a year of this marriage disaster, I wanted to let her go, but her dad came over to attempt to work out our differences. I decided to give it another chance, and then you got pregnant, right? I decided to give it another chance. Within a few weeks after this conversation, she got pregnant, and I was obviously not happy about it. Yeah, I wonder how that happened. She probably pulled the goalie on you there. She promised once she became a stay-at-home mom that behavior would be different. She'd start to clean more, cook more, go to the gym, but of course none of that ever happened. Having a discussion about her lack of effort never goes well. She'll sleep till 9 and just watch YouTube most of the day. Wow, dude. This laziness even occurs after 6 p.m. and puts me in the spot where I must take care of our boy or nobody else will. I walk him to school every morning and put him to bed and read to him almost every night. The effort she puts in to raise our boy is atrocious. Dude, this is depressing. On top of all this, she has lied to me about her clothing purchases for years. She's also started a business using my social security number without any discussion. She has proceeded to charge cards to a balance over $100,000 despite my attempts to stop it. Well, dude, you're not trying hard enough. What is she holding you down, punching you in the face, taking the cards? Take the fucking cards away from her. She has said that she wants a divorce, but I have asked for us to work it out. Every argument, she pushes it again. I'm starting to think it's the right move, but I'm terrified for my little boy and his needs. I know she won't take care of him as needed. Courts usually side with the woman. I'm also scared the courts will make me pay her business credit card balances on top of child support. See, ladies, listen to this fucking guy's story. She's truly the worst wife that ever existed, but says I only point out her worst traits. Honestly, is there a good trait? I struggle to find any. Her cooking, too little evidence to conclude. Hoping for a decent response from a responsible cocksucker like you. Wow, dude. If she was like half a decent mother, I would just say, everything points out you just got to walk away from this person. You got to walk away. If the kid wasn't involved, you walk away. And who gives a fuck if they put the $100,000 on you? Okay, if you stayed with her, it would become $200,000. All right. So now all I got to do is if you're going to stay or if you're going to leave. All right, if you're going to stay, you got to take her credit cards away from her. That's it. All right? You have to start having ultimatums. All right? And she has to get her fucking shit together. This is it, dude. You need ultimatums here. I'm taking away the credit cards, and you have to get your shit together, or this isn't going to work out. And that's fucking it. That's it. Because you are literally a prisoner in this fucking relationship. Granted, this is just your side of it, but this is pretty vivid. So I might talk to a lawyer before you have this conversation and just see if there's a way to prove that she's as bad as you're saying, that you would get custody. Because the reality of what you have going on here, dude, this is a divorce where you want to go for full custody. And if that's what you're leaning towards, I would go to a lawyer first without her knowing and find out what evidence you need to prove that you should at least get 50% of being with your kid. Because here's the thing, too. You don't want your kid still loves her mom unconditionally. So, you sound like a great dad. You sound like you're out there, you're earning money. You're not doing anything wrong. You're putting up with a ridiculous level of childish fucking behavior. It sounds like you've sat down and tried to talk to her. It hasn't fucking worked. You know what, dude? I would get out of this. I'd get out of this because what's going to happen is she's going to end up having $300,000 in fucking credit card debt, and then she's going to put that on you, and then try to get custody and all of this shit. I don't know, or maybe you try to give her one more chance. But I would talk to a lawyer first, find out what your fucking options are, so you can play this as perfectly as you can. I'm hoping in the future, court systems will realize that the guy is not always the person that's wrong in a relationship, and it isn't always best for the kid to be with the mother. I understand why that is. You know, watching my daughter, how she reacted to having a baby brother, and just their instincts is fucking incredible. But, like, that doesn't mean that there's not selfish sociopaths or fucking pieces of shit that happen to have vaginas out there. All right. So that's what I would do, sir. I would go talk to a lawyer and find out what my fucking options are. And, you know, the other option is you just hang in there till your son's 18, and then you just fucking pull the ripcord and get the fuck out. But by then, dude, how much money in credit card debt has she racked up? You know? Then there's a diabolic side where you encourage her to keep eating, and you hope she drops of a fucking heart attack. There's a lot of options here. None of them friendly.
All right, my daughter's boyfriend is a loser. Oh, boy. Dear Billy the Kid, first I want to say that I love the first 2 episodes of F is for Family, and I can't wait. Oh, the first 2 seasons, sorry. And I can't wait for season 3. Thank you. I don't like my daughter's boyfriend. I like how this guy gets right to it. And I want to make her break up with him. Let me tell you about my girl. She is 28 years old. She has a great job. She's living in an apartment with this guy. The problem is that she pays for everything because he's, air quote, between jobs. And also sometimes she calls me to fix some stuff for her. And when I get there, I find this ass just playing video games or watching a movie. Oh, my God. He doesn't even put on a show for when the father of his girlfriend shows up? Yeah, this guy's a bum. He doesn't do shit. I really don't understand why she's still with him. My greatest fear is if she marries that guy. Can you please give me your opinion as a father? Oh, my God. Dude, I'm brand new to this. You're like a grizzled vet with a 28-year-old. I got an 11-month-old. I'm going to give you advice? Can you please give me your opinion as a father on how to deal with this problem? Should I tell her to break up with him, or should I just keep my mouth shut? And I would also love to hear what the lovely Nia has to say about about my situation. Thank you, and keep up the good work. Well, unfortunately, she's a little pissed at me right now, so I only got one more question here. I think I probably would have given him shit when I went over there. I would have just been like, really? You're just going to sit there playing video games while the father of your girlfriend comes over to this apartment where she's paying for everything and you don't even have a job? You're just going to sit there and play video games? Who raised you? I probably, now I'm not the smartest guy, and I also fly off the handle a lot. I would have said something along those lines, and then if he mentioned it to her, I just say, listen, I probably shouldn't have said that. I love you. I want the best for you. And, it just, as your dad, it bothers me that you're paying for everything and that I came over to fix stuff and this guy couldn't even stop playing video games. Something, don't say anything because then you look like the asshole. That was bad advice. All right. Swing and a miss, strike one. I would say that to her. Just say, listen, I'm just going to say this and just say this. I'm just going to say this one time. I have to get this off my chest as your dad because I love you and I want the best for you. Okay? I understand that the person you're with right now is between jobs, and really try to fight the urge to do the giant air quotes between jobs and just say, listen, okay, I understand that, people have ups and downs in life, but it was just kind of a red flag to me that I went over to your apartment where you're paying everything, where there's a man there, all right? And he sees the father of the woman that he's dating come walking in to fix something that he's not fixing. He didn't even help me. He continued to play video games. I'm just saying I'm a little concerned about the overall drive of the man in your life. And as men, we can't give you children. All right? What we do is provide. Okay? So, he just looked like a giant 12-year-old to me. Don't say that last part, but just say, I'm just a little concerned. Do you share those concerns? And if she says no, just say, fair enough, maybe I caught him on a bad day. But just as your father, I felt like I had to say something. If you're okay with him, then I'm okay with him. And then you're good, because now you put it out there. All right? But if you come at her and you're just saying, listen, you need to dump this guy. This guy's a bum because I said so. Then she's going to get her back up and be, and it'll become actually more romantic to her that she's, it's us against the world, baby. Did you hear what I said? The kid's going to be like, what? Oh, sorry, I was trying to get to level 7. That's the way I would handle it. And then after that, you just got to wash your, oh God, that's difficult. You got to wash your hands of it. I don't know if I could do that. I mean, I would just start, at some point, if she stayed with him, I would just start openly teasing him. Hey, what do you say there, couch face? Huh? Whatever his name's, Mike. Hey, Mikey, what's your favorite couch to sit on when you're not looking for a job? Hey, Mike, what's your favorite movie? No, let me guess. Peter Pan, right? Where you get to be 12 years old for the rest of your fucking life. That's what I would roast him. I would roast him. You're so progressive, Hey, Mike, what do you want for Christmas? You want an apron? Oh, that's right. You don't even cook. How about one of those inflatable donut things that truckers wear when they sit on their ass all day getting hemorrhoids? You want a stand-up desk to play your video games on? I would just, maybe do that. I would just start roasting him.
Being ugly sucks, don't I know it? Hello, Bill Burka. Just wanted to say thank you for the podcast. Been listening for the past 2 years, and it's one of the little bright spots in my life that I cherish. Well, isn't that nice? Person goes on to say, now let's get sad. I was recently courting this lady who I thought I had a genuine connection with. Oh, gee, what could go wrong? Here's my heart. What do you have to say? We hooked up on the first date. However, during the second date, I got cold vibes and could tell she was not feeling it. Well, you should have walked. De Niro in Heat. You should have just left. After the date, I asked, hey, I felt like I should have made a move, but was getting mixed signals. In which she replied, it was good you didn't, as I am also seeing someone else, and I don't want to lead you on. Oh, I see. All right. My question is, how does an ugly guy like me ever hope to find love when all the girls I thought were a little interest just end up friend zoning me? First of all, she didn't friend zone you. You hooked up with her on the first date, right? I have experienced love once and was genuinely happy, but the relationship broke down because her parents didn't approve of my ethnicity, a running theme in my life as I am an Asian male. On top of that, no one really wants to set me up with friends as I am not really a looker. Case in point, my buddy just got out of a relationship and has been instantly hooked up with girls who want to see him. Well, I've been alone for 3 years now. Jesus Christ, you weren't kidding. Now let's get sad. You got a sense of humor, though, buddy. You're still in the game. If you can make them laugh, you're in the game. In a society that's hyper-focused on look, aesthetic, and height, how can this little Asian man hope to find a girl who doesn't just reject me right away? Sorry if this sounds a little deranged. It doesn't. I feel for you. I feel for you. I've been struggling with these thoughts for my whole life. Now, I'm a 21-year-old male. Dude, you got your whole life ahead of you. All right, get your head out of the oven. Hang on a second. Any advice would mean a lot and hopefully shine a little light at the end of the tunnel. All right, first of all, you're a man. It doesn't matter what you look like. All right? It matters about what's in your wallet. Now, right now, what I'm going to give you advice, okay? If you want advice on how to find love, don't listen to this. But if you just want a fucking hot woman, all right, you need to make money. Hot chicks don't give a fuck what you look like. They know they're hot, but they know they're only hot for a certain amount of time. So they want to get what the fuck they can get. I'm not saying all hot women. I'm just saying almost all of them. All right? So they want a guy that's making fucking money. All right? You start making money, but then the thing about it is, dude, is then you got to start, I believe the kids say flossing. Is that what they say? You got to go out there and you got to stunt. Is that a word? Is that what the kids say way back 50 Cent? Right? He said he taught us all how to stunt, didn't he? I think that's what he claimed it anyways. I don't know if he was being like Al Gore when he claimed to invent the internet, but I believed him when he said it. I was impressed. It's a hell of a video. I'm giving you advice on how to attract a whore. All right? This is what you need to do. First of all, you need to feel better about yourself. Okay? If you're walking around like fucking Charlie Brown, you know, with your head looking down at your fucking loafers, yeah, women don't want to bang that. Women like excitement. All right? If you're not excited about yourself, no one else is going to be. You ever see somebody selling a fucking piece of shit car? They make it sound like it's a Cadillac. That's what you got to do. You got to start looking at yourself like you're a fucking Caddy and not a Chevy Citation. All right? There's a bunch of shit that you can do. Start going to the gym. You got to use that sense of humor. I saw it like 3 times in that. All right? Women love to laugh. Okay? If you're an easygoing guy, you make people fucking laugh. And if you make fun of yourself, you know what I mean? You're gonna be attractive to people. And the more you put yourself out there and you just fucking, you know, you got to be who you are. All right? Who gives a shit? There's nothing wrong with being Asian. There's nothing wrong with being short. And you're probably not nearly as bad looking as you think you are. Just get out there, put out a fucking positive vibe. All right? The great thing about, you know something? One of the hardest things hot chicks have is finding love. You know, because everybody wants to fuck them and they'll just lie and say that they do and they never know who's, you know, it's almost like they're like celebrities, from what I've heard. I always see that in the celebrity interviews. Yeah, it's really hard to trust people. Anyway, what the fuck was I talking about? You're going to be fine. You're 21 years old. Someday you're going to be 31 going, what the fuck was I thinking? I was 21. I should have been walking up to women saying hello and putting it out there. What's the worst thing they can say is no. You know what you got to do? You got to stop taking this rejection so fucking hard. All right? Everybody gets rejected in life. Okay? Nobody gets a pass. You're not special. It's not uniquely sad for you that you got rejected. All right? Welcome to the fucking human race. That's what happens. All right? I mean, I walked around and I looked like I had a goddamn brush fire on my head for the most of my fucking life, you know, and I somehow plowed through that, you know, and I have a lovely wife, 2 beautiful fucking kids, and I'm having a great time. And there's no way you're as ugly as I am, okay? So there's your hope, all right? So 2 things. Figure out what you want to do in life, go after it, and start fucking talking to the broads there or whatever the fuck you're into. And have a good time. And don't be down on yourself, because if you are, you're going to be jerking off way more than you're going to be fucking, and it sounds like that's not what you want. All right? Now get out there and make me proud. All right, everybody, that's the podcast for February 7th, 2022. That's it. I think I'm putting my money on, I know I'm putting my money on the Bengals, all right? But I'm betting with my heart, all right? Nothing against the Rams. I like the Rams, too. It's a fun Super Bowl. I like both teams.
I don't like how you laugh when I said I'm a moron.
You are a moron, but I think you just gave really, really perfect advice.
Remaining positive. Hey there, Billy boy. I'm a 23-year-old recent college graduate who's dealing with a bit of depression. Having never dated, finding it hard. Did I write this? Having never dated, finding it hard to get a job, and having no actual goal in life, I'm finding it hard to keep motivated to do anything. I normally eat well and go to the gym, but that's the only healthy habit I have. I want to be enjoying my 20s, but because I've accomplished nothing, not even having formed any relationship with any girl, it's been hard to smile and remain positive. Do you get into these sorts of funks, and what advice would you have to get out of it? Any advice from you or the lovely Nia would honestly make a major impact on my life. No pressure. Yeah, buddy. Jesus. Yeah, I literally could have written that at 23 years old. I was basically in the essentially the same boat. Had no fucking... I was still living at home. Had no girlfriend. I commuted all the way through college. I didn't have any college friends. Never went to any of those parties or any of that type of shit. And I was actually flailing, wondering what the fuck I was going to do with my life. I tried sales. I worked in warehousing. I had a job at a dental office, and none of it was making me excited about going to work. And I started thinking like, oh, fuck, am I going to be that guy? That guy that just does a fucking job that he hates. And I don't know. I just started every day, I don't know, just trying to think what I wanted. What did I want? And don't look at it with judgment or think that something's impossible. Like whatever you want to do, to be sitting there thinking like, oh, I can't do that. I could never do it. You can't. You can't. I am an absolute moron. And if I can make something happen, you definitely can. I would say that. I don't like how you laughed when I said I'm a moron.
You are a moron, but I think you just gave really, really perfect advice. That's great advice. You got to figure out, what is it that you really, really enjoy doing? And maybe there's a way to actually make a living at it. Like Bill.
Yeah, this is what you just start doing it. You just start fucking doing it, and then eventually it turns into your job. And all you do is just, I think what most people do is like, say they're thinking like, I don't know, pick a job that's fucking, you're like, oh, I could never do that. I'll just keep it in entertainment. Say you wanted to get into like broadcasting, I guess, announcing games, and you start thinking like, oh my God, I want to announce NFL games. How the fuck do I get there? So you start, I would think you'd start doing high school games, Little League games. I would do anything. I would just, if no one was hiring me, I would just show up at Little League games with a fucking sport coat on and set up a table, and I would just start doing it. I would go down to pick up basketball games.
That's not creepy at all.
And I would just start doing it.
Just showing up at the little kids' game like, here I am.
I know, because there's pedophiles. There's always been pedophiles. What am I? And here I am. I'm going to what? Start molesting a kid as everyone's sitting there? I would just start doing the game like it was a Major League Baseball game. The parents would love it. You could go down to like the basketball courts. I would just anything just to be doing it. That's like your open mics. I'm not getting paid. I'm learning how to do this shit. And then I don't know. Start taking some classes at a broadcasting school. Every part of your day becomes announcing,
Right.
When I had day jobs, I used to sit there doing the job, and I would be any funny fucking idea I had, I would just write it down, and then I would go try it out somewhere, and I just kept doing it and doing it and doing it, and you just start marching towards it, and you don't look at like, well, hey, I'm doing high school games, I'll never get to the NFL. Like, most people don't get there because they want it in a week. Dude, that fucking helicopters are going to fly into the fucking house around here. They're crazy. I don't know if you guys could just hear that shit. You just, every single day, you just, I don't know. Look at this stupid ass podcast. I just kept doing it every Monday, and all of a sudden, I got a bunch of listeners.
I'm curious about, because I'm trying to, I'm always trying to like read between the lines. And he goes, I normally eat well and go to the gym, but that's the only quote unquote healthy habit I have. What does that mean?
Well, I don't want to start.
Why that got? I'm just curious as why that got thrown in there, because I don't know if that means that there's things that he's doing that he is not healthy, because the rest of it doesn't really. I don't know. I normally eat well and go to the gym. That's the only healthy habit I have. It's like the only thing like habit I have. It's just like working out and going to the gym, but I don't have any other like things. Like just the healthy in quotes is it concerns me a little bit.
Well, I think he's really hard on himself. Oh. So he's got to lighten up on himself. So even when he's doing something, positive, he still puts it in quotes. He won't give himself credit for that. Oh. It sounds like maybe you had some negative parents who told you the world was a lot more difficult than it is. I'd also work on like just paying attention to the thoughts in your head. That's how, because I was never clinically depressed, but I had definitely bouts of depression and funks and that type of thing. I felt like shit yesterday when I was watching the game, and I did 100 push-ups in 3 sets. Mm-hmm. Okay, not gonna actually dropped down. I would have had a heart attack.
100 in a row.
No, I did set of 3, and I got to 100. 105 actually. Sets of 35. All right, you fucks. No, but I immediately felt better.
Right.
I immediately felt better. So.
And also, you're 23 years old. You have a long, long time to figure out what it is that you want to do for the rest of your life. You know what I mean? And it's probably going to change several times. So maybe you just graduated college and you're like, oh, I majored in business. I don't want to get into business. I really want to, be a veterinarian or something like that. And I think that Bill's right. You should really...
Then how would I do it? I would immediately start picking up roadkill off of the side of the road. And I'd try to see if I could bring it back to life.
Try reviving it. Try reviving that dead cat on the freeway.
No. You're fine. You're 23. You got your whole life ahead of you. You know what could be worse, dude? You could be in a relationship and you fucking knocked her up, and now you're tied to her for the rest of your fucking life. And then you got to go get a job at some place you don't want to work at. So the fact that you don't have anything going on in your life is fucking awesome. There's nothing holding you back. You actually get to decide. You know how many people would want to be in your fucking position? 23, no girlfriend, no fucking mortgage, no bullshit, none of that stuff. It's just you. Dude, fucking, figure out what you want to do and go after it. And tell that negative thought you had to go fuck yourself. There you go. That was like a Dr. Phil episode. There you go. That solves all your problems. When we come back, I yell at more men.
You did a show in Reno this weekend, I understand.
Yes, I did.
Okay, how did it go?
It went great. It was just, big show. Everything went great. And then one person, I was making fun of the military, which you can't do now. Like, we totally went from Vietnam, all the hippies being like, hey, man, you're like a baby killer, man. To like now you got to give like a standing ovation when they walk over to Delta. You know what I mean? Show that you're not in ISIS. Like, I don't know what you have to be doing. Like, thank you. So I do this bit making fun of the military a little bit. And the first time I did it at a VFW to make sure that it was funny in the right way. And it killed. It was even a dude, he lost his legs. He almost fell out of his chair, dying laughing, going, dude, that is so true.
So you got approval from
that.
veterans.
So then I'm doing it in front of regular people, you know what I mean? So the second everybody has a good time with it except one person. He came all the way up to the front and just didn't even heckle, just started yelling. He said, hey, show some respect. He starts yelling at me like he's my dad, right? So he's like 100 pounds overweight. I'm like, why don't you show some respect and lose a little weight next time you have the middle seat on a flight? You won't be spilling over onto your fellow Americans. No, I know, that's off limits because now fat people are heroes. Everybody is a hero now.
Everyone's a hero.
No, I'm going to tell you what about fat people. Your organs are not giving you a standing ovation as you walk over to the refrigerator again. What you're doing is dangerous. You got children, lay off the ice cream. It's so brave. It's so brave to be out of that, so whatever. So that guy, oh, my God. I was so upset that security, escorted him out. I wanted to talk. I started my show blaming women for sexual harassment. That's how I started it. Yes, it was absurd. I wasn't being serious, you children. This is the worst time
I
ever.
have to now move my chair away from you.
I know, because then all of a sudden, dude, it's literally...
It's tough times right now.
As a comedian, it's like the walls. It's like you're in this walk-in closet of what can be funny. And meanwhile, there's like a swirl of trash with every toothbrush he ever used spinning around the Pacific Ocean. Nobody cares. God forbid you tease the Navy a little bit, and people have like a conniption.
Well, what did you say about the military that got people so mad? Or this one guy so mad?
I was just saying, the guy who flies the fighter jet, okay, and has missile shot at him, that guy's a hero. However, if you're the guy that, points in the direction that the plane takes off in... You know what I mean? We're kind of watering down what is heroic behavior.
You don't think that guy, the guy who points in the direction is...
Yeah, the guy doing Warrior One, the yoga pose. The battlefield is that way. No, but everything has just become that. It's just become this,
right.
That whole first responder thing, all these code words you have to say. It's so stupid. I'm a first responder. I love that one. It's like, dude, I called you. I saw the fire. What am I? What do you have, like ESP? We just want to thank our first responders, and just everything has just become. And it drives me up the wall.
All right, we're gonna take a little break. We'll have more with Bill Burr. We'll calm him down during the commercial break. Stick around.
Oh, by the way, I finally gave in to coffee, and it almost got its hooks into me. I had a cappuccino, and it was the first cup of coffee I ever drank the whole thing, because I've always had a few sips, and I've just been, that's too bitter. I don't like the shit. I love the smell. And every time I'd go to the airport and I'd see all these fucking people lining up like they're at the meth clinic, I just remember always thinking, like, thank God I didn't, I've done a lot of dumb shit, but I didn't get into that dumb shit. Well, I was tired, and I had a cappuccino, and I took that first sip, and it was kind of okay. And by the third sip, I'm like, oh, wait a minute. I think I get this. And I drank the whole fucking thing. And then the next day, had another early day, and I fucking drank another one. And the second day, it didn't taste bad at all. It tasted delicious. From the second, it hit my lips like Frank the Tank when he did that funnel, when he funnels those beers in Old School, right to the very end. And I was like, oh my God, I get it. There had to be a reason these people were standing in this line. It has to be that good. / it's an addiction. And then 3 days in a row, I fought it, and I didn't get a cup of coffee, and now I don't give a fuck anymore. Because I was just like, I can't do this. I did this with booze. I did this with weed. I did this with cigars. I did this with sugar and shit food. I don't need another thing that eventually I'm going to have to quit. So I just walked away. And now I've just decided that it's going to be like something that maybe once or twice a year I'm going to do. Like once a year or something, me and my wife go on vacation, and I'll do some mushrooms and I'll smoke a little weed. And then when I come home, that's it. That's it. My kids aren't going to see me fucking walking around. Daddy liked his scotch. I'm not going to be that fucking guy. And when my kids ask me, well, they could listen to the podcast. I'm going to be honest with them. Dad, have you ever done that stuff? Yeah, I did. And it got out of control, and I fucking hated myself, and I did stupid shit. Just let you know if that's what you're going to do, because I can't stop you from doing it. That's what's going to end up happening. However, I think it was really important for me to be stone sober when I was raising you guys, because I didn't want to miss any of it, and I love you guys. All right? So there's that. Other than that, what are you going to do? Because I have to win this bet I have with Verzi. See, he thinks it's over, like I should just give him the $200 already, but I'm going to be able to do 10 pull-ups by the time I'm 70. I'm not saying... I want to forgive me the money if I do like a cycle, like all these actors that do like the fucking HGH so they can run around in their underwear and be like a superhero. I should really stop teasing him about that, because you'll end up seeing me maybe one day. There's no redheaded superhero. Oh no, there isn't. What the fuck? All we got is the Joker. Sometimes he has red hair, he has like green hair. Wait a minute. Is there no fucking there's no Ginger Man? There's Gingerbread Man, but he's not a fucking superhero. He's a goddamn cookie. Wait a second. Jesus Christ. Ginger superhero. Get the fuck out. There isn't. There's a woman. Wait, here's a guy. Ginger superhero. No, that's just somebody being an asshole. Guy has like a fucking purple cod piece with like fishnet stockings. There isn't. There is not. Wait. Redheaded males, comic vine. They don't exist. That guy doesn't have red hair. It's brownish, orange. Maybe this is why I never got into those Marvel movies. You know what it was? I just didn't see me on the screen. You guys, do you have any idea how difficult it is to go to a Marvel movie and not see yourself represented? I get my identity from superhero movies. Anyway. Trial. Dear Bill, I've been watching the Johnny Depp trial, every day on YouTube in the background while working. It's awesome, Bill. Watching someone get caught lying is super underrated.
Oh, I heard he is absolutely destroying her. I'm too big a Johnny Depp fan to watch that. I love that guy, and I don't want to hear all this personal details, but from what I've seen, the guy is destroying. And what's great about this is if he really does expose this woman for lying, I'm wondering all of these people that, just accepted her lies about him, if they're going to apologize somehow, because they publicly trashed him. It'd be nice if they then publicly apologized and said, maybe next time we won't jump to conclusions. Anyways, he goes, watching someone get caught lying is super underrated. Having someone who has gone on the record as saying one thing and then having proof that the other happened is so fulfilling. On top of all of it, you get Johnny effortlessly throwing that Hollywood charm around the courtroom. I'd love to have it on vinyl. I got to be honest with you, my good buddy Paul Verzi's been watching it. He just keeps calling me up. He goes, are you watching this? He's like, Johnny is absolutely destroying her. I've just heard like bits and pieces of that. It really does amaze me how the pendulum just does not seem to swing the other way. That all of these women's groups, that when they see a woman that lies like this, which really hurts their position, because there are women out there that are in a relationship that this woman evidently lied and claimed that she was in when she wasn't. And for someone to go out and lie about it hurts the people that are actually in it. So you'd think that they would cover this, and they would also talk about I remember a guy a long time ago told me, he said, if you're in a relationship with a woman, if she ever starts swinging on you, lock yourself in the bathroom. Lock yourself in the bathroom so, she won't hit you anymore. It doesn't escalate, and there's going to be no evidence of you at some point because you're going to have to get her off you. She can be, look at this mark in my wrist when he, because you caught her hand as she was swinging at you. You caught her wrist, then you're going to get in trouble. You're wearing a ring, it leaves a mark. It's like, no, I just grabbed her arms because she was swinging at me. No, we have to take you in and all of that. It just fascinates me that when there's just a clear example of something like this, that I think it really hurts feminism if they want more men to come along, that if they would actually trash someone like this publicly the way that they would go after a toxic guy. Because, I don't matter going after a toxic guy. I get that. But, I don't know. If it all just pans out with a whole, oh, yeah, sorry about that. Like, that's how it's going to end. It just doesn't seem right. And you know what? It doesn't sit well with me. So anyway, if I had the time, I would definitely, I would be watching more of it. I mean, Verzi's losing his mind. Like, he's watching like a 7-game series. He thought it was going to be a 7-game series, but it sounds like Johnny's going to sweep, which makes me happy. I like that guy. I used to hang out with this guy way back in the day, and he was totally into metal. I still remember him showing up. We were working in this warehouse, and he had the new Motley Crue cassette tape, Dr. Feelgood, and we went out to his car during break, and he played it for me, and he just was like breaking it down like Eddie Trunk was saying this was their best effort to date, and blah, 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 blah. And I immediately went out and bought the album. But he used to do this thing when we'd be driving around, getting up, me and a carload of my friends is what you did. You went out and you got a case of beer and you just drank and drove. And you just drove around till you found other kids that you knew drinking and driving. And eventually there was enough of you that you went out to the woods and you just drank until the cops got there. And then you all drove away drunk before they showed up, right? But he had this thing. He would always, once he was feeling good, he was really mature. Like, you know what? I got a nice glow going. I got a nice buds. And then it'd be like, hey, man, I'm going to go to the drinking spot. You want to go? And he would flash the devil horns and be like, I'm all set, rocker. Cruise me home, right? That was it. And I used to think he was missing out. But now that I'm older, I was like, no, he knew. He knew, man. Everything's good. The cops, they don't know who the fuck I am. I'm going home now, and I'm going to lay in my bed, right? Have something to eat and watch some fucking TV. Very smart, man. Wise beyond his years. Great dude. All right, let's, someday I'll tell you guys those stories. All the statutes of limitations have run out on those stories. Maybe I can tell them to you. I just don't want to get anybody in trouble.